Just a moment. Audio was fortunately not all new scenes. All right, now we actually have audio. Here.
Followed up by the double global of Abathur Dahaka by Luxorian Sun. Draft seems to be moving along quite quickly here.
Yeah, I had a very.
Don't worry, I'll hold down the stream while you're doing all the technical
thanks,
difficulties. I would really like to see personally, maybe, you know, we get a tank here so that it doesn't get banned out, since they already banned out the garage, and maybe seems like Victoria's Secret is taking a little more time with their picks. I wonder if that's a lack of preparation or if that's just Luxorian Sun saying, hey, we have a secret strat ready for you. Sky Temple, let's go.
So we have a Dahak Abathur, you're talking about a Maiev.
And there it is.
Okay.
Boom, boom. I was asking for the tank healer here, and that's what it was.
You got it. So I know Victoria's Secret really favor the Maiev, and I suspect that's why they went first pick, so they could secure this Maiev. Titans King, they do plays it very well. They play heavily around it.
And I'd be interested to see how fast Luxurian Sun comes out with their next picks, whether it's one of those, hey, we already know exactly who we want. The double global with Abathur Dahaka, it seems interesting from my standpoint, but I mean, if they have something going on, then.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see Abathur and Dahaka. Typically, you will just see the Abathur.
Or the Dahaka, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, Sky Temple is a lot about map control, lane control, camp control, so.
Yeah.
Maybe Luxorian Sun have some particular practice strategy involving, like, freelane control or lots of global stuff.
Exactly. The meal can be.
Yeah, I don't know if I really ever have seen this, at least not anytime recently, so I'm very keen to.
I know they're both a headache individually, but, you know, maybe the Dahaka had, is this the new play?
Yeah.
I mean, so I would expect maybe tank healer here, or just to maybe flex your damage, seeing what they're doing, or maybe you save the healer, knowing, hey, we could see what's going on. But
Tempest Hot says Luxurian Sun has never played Abby. Maybe, at least maybe not competitively. I suspect they would have practiced it otherwise.
Well, I mean, word on the streets is that their Abathur player does have a 44% win rate, so maybe he's trying to get his win rate up.
Muradin Kara. See, I like this Karazim Muradin with the Abathur. I don't particularly like it with the Dahaka. Like, I'm still curious what purpose this Dahaka serves right now.
I mean, Dahaka, I believe, what I've seen in these games so far is a good global. It makes an impact, but we have seen a few of the global players in NGS not maybe get the most benefit out of it. So I would be looking forward to seeing how this Dahaka plays throughout the game.
Yeah, I feel that these globals are a little polarizing. They either come out and sort of crush the game with their global presence and lead and stuff, or they just feel like a wasted pick and don't really get the value. So
exactly, because Dahaka, he can be valuable. His tongue is great, his isolation is great, but at the same time, they come at a long cooldown.
They do. Blaze here. That'll be a Mandy Blaze.
There we see a Blaze, and I would probably like to see maybe their Goldan, possibly. Just as good, give some wave clear, some camp
damage,
control.
Though. Yeah, I think they have wave clear and damage issues right now in BS. See if they can solve it with one pick.
Phoenix?
I can't say I'm very confident in that pick. Not because I think, I believe that'll be a Rexpa Phoenix.
I would have liked for the soul lane maybe a more of a damage dealer there, because Blaze is one of those I'm not going to lose, but I'm not necessarily going to win. I would have liked to see maybe the Leoric or even the Thrall.
Especially if they're picking this Phoenix, because they're basically all inning on Maiev Phoenix, but the sustain from Luxurian Sun is already crazy. It's Karazim,
Yeah.
Muradin, Dahaka, Abatherat, and they still have the last pick to even buff it up even
Exactly.
further if they want. So they picked a bunch of sustained damage into really tanky sustained heroes. So it kind of
Yeah, so if
surprised
they
me.
came like a Tychus here or something, it would give, I
Yeah,
think, Victoria's
like
Secret a little of a headache
even
of trying to kill somebody.
even the 4 heroes versus these 5, I'm already favoring Luxorian Sun. So see if they can add a 5th hero that really ties the draft together. Now, there's always what's on paper and then what's in the game. You know, how it plays
Exactly. That's
out.
only half the battle. Half
It's
the
half the
battle.
battle. But Cassia, it's pretty interesting. Could, you know, Cassia versus Maya, I haven't seen it too much, could be strong.
Unless they are going to potentially go the attack speed buff at 4 for Abathur, who would maybe give a little bit more of
Good for
maybe
Cassia, good
a
for
hyper
Karazin.
carry. Yeah, hyper carry, exactly. And Phoenix, he still does some ability damage, so it's not completely wasted. But maybe that's just a comfort. Maybe they're just very good with that hero. And maybe that'll be Patches just carrying the game.
Maybe so. And we're going to switch over. Oops. I think I might have actually switched over too early to that. Let's wait till I get there. There's like some special new overlay thing. So if there's a few technical hurdles tonight, viewers out there, sorry, using the special NGS cartography tool for the first time. Doing my best here. Let's see. I'm going to wait for the game to load before I switch.
I would say my number one con of Luxorian Sun here is Patch is clearly not fitting in with the Lux tag before, and then they couldn't even get the portraits aligned. So it'd make me interested to see how their synergy in game is.
That's true. We have 3 to 5 portraits.
And 4 out of 5 Luxorian tags before the name. So
Tempest Hots asks now, what mage will Rex play? Right, Tempest? I'm wondering the same thing. Except he's playing a Phoenix, so going to be interesting.
I think having some key early picks is going to be huge for Victoria's Secret. I think this is a game where they have to snowball before 10, before Abathur starts to come online. They have to make sure they finish the buildings because I can only assume that Abathur will go Mule. And once you start getting Abathur late game, you start having Dahaka Global late game, I feel like that can start being a headache. So I'm hoping Victoria's Secret can come out.
Do you see this?
Get the
Do you see this? Victoria's Secret? This is amazing. They're having a dance spray party.
Well, if you look at Luxorian Stun, they're kind of all matching with their sprays, and they're ready to game too.
All right, it's Battle of the Sprays, baby. All right, I'm going to call it Luxorian Sun, Lux Electra on the Dahaka, Base State on the Muradin, Patches on the Cassia, Swoop on the, what is that, Karazim, and Lux Haze on the Abathur.
All right, and then on the Maiev, we have Titans King. Taki playing the Stukov, Rexpa playing the Phoenix. Nema Avenger rocking on the ETC, and Blaze lighting it up by Manby. And we can see an early bush camp here from the Luxorian Sun.
We do indeed.
This is a bush party, everybody, 2016. And I'm not sure that they expected this kind of party. Nema Avenger going down very quickly, but will they get the trade? No, they will not. And that's not the start Victoria's Secret wants. I feel like is a 3 versus 4. I feel like they might have wanted that better trade.
Yeah, the power slide was pretty weird.
And there we go. We have Luxorian Stun starting that siege camp right on time. Maybe a little early. We'll see. Getting it out, prioritizing that.
Both teams doing the camps basically within a few seconds of each
simultaneously. And you have Blaze and Dahaka kind of just hanging out top, just not really touching each other, clearing the waves like good soul laners do. Never touching each other. Here we go. I like this. I like how Victoria's Secret instantly said, hey, we're going to go ahead and try to get this bruiser. We're going to get this out early, prioritizing that. They kind of sacrificed the bot push of the siege camp to elect to maybe get a better push with the bruiser. We'll see how that plays out in the long term.
Yeah, they get a little special damage done here up front to these towers on the Luxorian Sun side. you know, this talk has the global plus Abby had if he needs it. I feel like he could clean stuff pretty well. And you might actually see a pick on Dahaka now.
It is Dahaka. Exactly. There's no resets for Titan. Low mana. They're also make sure they clear the camp.
I don't really favor this. Luxorian Sun.
And Phoenix going down. I would actually say I don't know if I like the trade for Victoria's Secret. A lot of the times, boss lane. I don't know if you want to give up, you know, a potential pick and a tower for an entire wall bottom. I have to think that that's not the best trade.
Well, if they can open this up, actually, if they can kill the wall from the tower completely and channel the full altar top, it will kill this fort, guaranteed. But right now, they didn't finish off this tower. I would have liked to see them at least kill this tower. I'm still committed for that.
Yeah. And you just have to know the Aperture's probably going to head bottom. And there he goes. And then they're going to get some push bottom. And a lot of the games on Sky are similar to Dragon Knight or DK. A lot of them end bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Because of the boss name. I found this a little curious. Alright, so here we go. Silence is out. Patch is the hockey team in the Hockey, even with trouble, the Mad Spain's coming out. Patch is falling low. Super ready down. Down go to Cassia. 3B or 4B3? 4B4, I guess, right now.
And Titan King is in there getting all the resets. And that's
still not enough. The sustain
that's
I talked about earlier.
It's hard to kill him.
You know, Karazin is he went Iron Fist, so he's hitting pretty hard. Still is able to heal. Martin, pretty tanky. Dobby, pretty tanky. Cassia, you know, doesn't go down too easily. So
After they're going build as well, so it just makes everybody a little bit tougher to kill.
Yeah. It's, you know, just again, we talked about this in the draft, with a tiny bit more damage from either this Rexcliffe player, hero, or Mandy hero. I feel like that's an even trade. I feel like they get like 3%.
Exactly, because Maev went in there. There's a lot of resets, and if I'm Maev, I'm sitting there like, all right, I did what I got to do, and we still lost the fight. I'm not concerned, but you know, we're gonna have to sync something up. And we're looking at the kills. 1 kill for Victoria's Secret, 5 for Luxorian Sun.
Robin Bird says, say yes to VS. Shout out in the chat for Robin.
And that's the chat. There we go. And that's now their chant. Say yes.
I don't like, was Hanzo banned? I don't think he was. I feel like
he was the second. He got second banned by Luxorian Sun.
So never mind Lunara. Never mind Phoenix. Like take Lunara or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have liked Lenora. It gives you a lot of damage everywhere, but then it answers the same question, but can you still kill anyone? You're doing a lot of damage to a lot of people, but is there really any target?
Yeah, but at least you're doing more damage to Phoenix. To more people.
Yeah, I agree. Personally, my personal change would have been Thrall. I'm a big fan of Thrall. I also think Earthquake synergizes very well with Salvo, and it gives you a lot more damage because you're guaranteeing at least 3 people with the slow, and then it gives you a little more burst.
Oops, I have some sirens. Don't worry, please not coming again. I'm gonna get someone else.
It's probably for me.
Probably.
Just the hoodlum in the chat.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Post 10 is really where, you know, the first secret might go make place.
Ooh, and that is a nice little glitch by Cassius chasing after.
Maybe some kills here. Maybe a double kill. Swoop, dash out for now.
Here we go. And that, if I'm Cassie, I'm a little irritated because I press E here, he blinked away, and I chased him across the map. But I feel like as a Cassia player, you have to understand those interactions. It looks like Victoria's Secret is going ahead and trying to finish off what they started top. They're going to go ahead and get that well. That might be valuable in about the 3rd altar phase. Victoria's Secret is 1st to 10, even though they do not have the global.
Double global.
Exactly.
Pretty good, considering.
But at the same time, they like I mentioned before the game, they're gonna have to make sure they have to start finishing off some of these structures because Abathur does have Mule, and that is one of those things. It doesn't matter if there's 1 hit left; he could prolong the game.
So this is the stage 5 ETC.
Ooh, and this is an invade. Luxorian Sun is coming out very aggressive this game with early bush camps, invades. We'll have to see if that aggression will actually pay off or if it's going to end up hindering them. Because I'm not sure if the Bruiser camp is worth the bottom objective.
Well, it's kind of a trade. Like this fort's basically going to die to this camp. the Nemeth here might be in trouble if they decide to go for it. So, but overall, I favor this, right? Because it's the boss lane. We talked about this earlier.
If I'm Victoria's Secret, I'm here. They're showing 4 top. I might just say turn around and let's get this boss real quick. I do think they have enough damage, and since they are all showing top, they're gonna push this. Where do we trade?
Well, they're also getting the middle fort out of this, so this is overall better. But Luxorian Sun's doing kind of what I wanted to maybe see Victoria's Secret do, and that's go push bottom keep wall.
Exactly, push somewhere else.
But top lane, have the fight busting out. You're gonna Warden Cage.
Ooh, and that's a big Warden's Cage silence as well. And that's a nice palm. Salvo.
Pew pew. Haze.
And that's just.
Oh, that's a clone.
Yeah, there's just no slow there for him to get that bonus XP. And there's a stage dive on the back line. That's a big slide on the kerosene. Jukes on out. Blaze finishes him with the Q. Boom, and that's Cassia down.
Luxorian Sun overstaying their welcome and getting heavily punished by this Maya and Scoop combo for the most part. Electra actually might escape here, maybe. I don't know. Okay, no. I thought for a moment he might escape, but he's going down.
He is a Dahaka, but he's not God.
He had the move speed from, I think, was it Abby? Did he take the shield move speed?
Nah, that's at
no,
13.
That was just his bush. Yeah, that was just his bush move.
It's just straight. I think it's just a straight. Yeah.
Yeah, his brush stuck in.
And there they go. They move straight onto the boss. Yep, and Murden sees this, so you're gonna have to see. Okay, ETC pokes out the Murden hiding in the bush.
Dahaka
is a global though. He is global. He can get there in time, and he's flanking in the back. Dahaka on the
ETC should be able to knock people off point theoretically, but Nem's stuck.
Oh, he got into the bucket.
Dahaka
is causing it.
But the stun from Manby, it's a triple.
Oh, and they end up stealing, and they got the boss and 2 kills.
You know, we voiced earlier we were concerned about the damage, but I have to say, post 10, no.
I would have to wonder why the Abathur did not clone there, because he does have it available, and I'd be wondering.
I would wonder too. There was some really, really low health bars.
Exactly. It looked like just one extra body, and maybe he was trying to get 13. I'm unsure.
I mean, he was probably hatting somebody and didn't want to give up the hat clone.
Yeah,
but I think if he straight
their body,
the Cassia or the Dahaka or somebody,
or even a Dahaka, he would go in 1W would have finished off at least 2 of them, and it gives you another body for the point.
Yep. Yeah, a bit of a misplay by the Abby. I mean, we talked about this. 44% win rate Abby. Maybe there's a reason.
And that's just the one decision right there. I mean, it seems like a little one. Maybe he thought the hat was better, but I'd have to say that
I'd have to say
the body would have.
So not hating on Hayes. Clearly, he's playing his best, doing his best. You know, you've been in these games, Preston. High intensity. This is playoffs.
It's split decision. Absolutely, it's split decision. He's got the heal build. He's trying to keep somebody alive. He doesn't.
Yeah.
It's quick.
We don't think it was the right decision, but you know, we did. You know, hopefully next time that comes up, like a big contest point, he will choose the clone rather than.
And here we go. This is a 15-13. If I'm Luxorian Sun, I'm looking for a fight. This is my window. It's one hit, and it looks like he's burrowing in, and ETC is gonna finish this.
He just tongue grabbed the Phoenix. I don't think that's really the right play. I think it gets him killed. Can he get out? Out comes Ball Lightning. And Taki is just stuck out to the side here, gets demolished instantly. Down their healer. Abathur went down though to Nemevenger in the background.
Yeah.
Bunker comes out from Mandy. Victoria's Secret still looking good. Cash is a little low. Here comes the purification salvo.
Oh, Cassia. What a nice palm.
Nemevenger might be in a little trouble now himself. Split away from the team. Avatar and Muradin chasing him.
This is a very weird engagement here, and Abathur will be up in 10 seconds with clone available and a hat. So if I'm Victoria's Secret, I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah, they did get the bottom keep, so mission accomplished. At this point, they just need to get out. Nem doesn't have mana. I think he's dead unless he gets body block. Oh, he turned around.
Oh, he said, "I'm living. Everyone else live. I'm gonna see you guys later. I'm global." And this is Luxorian Sun as opportunity to get 16 and try to turn the game. I like to see what they do with this 30 seconds of opportunity.
Someone's complaining I'm rather quiet in the chat.
If I'm Luxorian Sun, I'm just going to keep on pushing. They've already got middle 4. There's no way I'm going to get there, or the middle temple. There's no way I'm going to get there in time. I'm trying to do something.
For sure, for sure. We haven't talked about talents really at all this game other than talents, but nothing standing out overtly. Pretty standard builds by the look all around.
And so the light fades from my temples. But
So Luxorian Sun, they're down a keep, but they're almost at 16. Boss will be up in a minute and a half. They have decent pressure middle bottom, but this looks like a invade by Victoria's Secret Luxorian Sun Bruiser camp. Now, you do have a global on both sides.
I would like to see this is a big choice by Luxorian Sun. Are they going to be smart and wait to 16 and say, we'll just clear this camp? And then that's what
looks like they are. Psychopedal is clearing the middle. The Haga to take the siege camp bottom. See if he decides to throw a win or not. Looks like right now he's just going to keep going.
That's a lot of spell damage, and those are a lot of little axemen over here chopping down buildings.
Yeah, this is just opening up later, for the top, the next temple top middle.
I think they're going for a keep, and if they get a pick, this could be the end of the game.
Could. The Haga's
you have two mage
to defend, and there's no clone coming out either. But here's Mule, here's the Haka in the back line.
The Haka is in the back.
Here comes a decent stage dive. A lot of damage.
Oh, and that's a lot of damage quick.
Oh no! Cassia dies instantly. The palm was not used, or maybe it was silenced. I didn't tell.
Yeah, palm did not get out in time there.
This could just be game prep. There's palm now. The swoop is in major trouble. Nope, looks like he'll get out. Lich, I don't think he'll be so lucky. Tries to twin grab, not gonna work. Heavy Mule. Once again, the clone wasn't committed. Just now, he was used.
Yeah, I would. That's a tough situation. It's almost one of those if...
No.
I don't know. Would you rather have...
I'm wrong. He did commit the clone. It just died. Or...
Yeah, I think he got it out on the Cassie. I think that's...
Yeah. Never mind. I was just watching the cooldowns. Anyway, Victoria's Secret trying to end here. Looks like they will. 14.5 minutes in. 19-16. Full score 10-8. Bucker gives out from Mandy. Rexo may die, but they can just suicide this. After their Mule coming out, not to be able to hold this.
30%, 0%, done. There were moments that Luxorian sounded like they were trying to do things, and there was also times where it looked like they took some poor engages. And I don't know if that's mostly due to draft or execution, but you have to think that they had a little better plan.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at some numbers here. 48k Cassia came out good on the damage. This Phoenix, I doubted it at first, and they did struggle pre-10, but, clearly they had a post-10 game in mind. I still think this Abathur is mainly the X factor, maybe a little misplayed with some of these clones. I do like how the Dahaka was played. He kept backlining. He nearly won them that boss fight. He was disrupting the Stukov and I forget what other hero. Some other hero. He was causing major trouble for two different heroes. Maybe the Blaze or something. So I really like the play of that Dahaka. For the Luxorian Sun, they may have lost, but he's my MVP for their game, in my opinion. I think he played really well and caused a lot of... he did his job. Renee performed a little bit. Caused a ton of chaos in these fights. Who do you think would you give the MVP to for Victoria's Secret?
I think that's a tough one. I've seen some very nice silences from the Stukov, but I also think that there were a couple huge tethers, warding cages by the Maev. He didn't die very often, but I think he set up a lot of those big team fights.
Yeah, I'd have to probably give it to the Maev as well. I agree. Stukov had some crazy good silences. We see this Nem Avenger ETC with the stage dives. Don't want to miss out on Manby for the bunkers either. I mean, Phoenix just did Phoenix things. He didn't play outstandingly or poorly, just pretty straightforward. So, if
we're given honorable notions, I would actually like to give Karazim one. I felt like he had about 3 palms in there that were one hit.
He only missed one, and the rest were so clutch. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we have to go back to a waiting screen real quick. And I need to change the text to Game 2 starting soon. A moment, please. There we go.
I would like to note that Snarky's begging Titan to feed but more next game. Just for the...
He only died twice, as we recall. 5 is the magic number.
But isn't enough. It isn't enough. You got to up those numbers. Those are amateur numbers.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, let's get the. We're gonna get the game 2 map pick ban thingy underway. We just need a minute here. Going to be muted on the audio, so we can go discuss that in BRB.
Maybe one last note for
Yeah, go for
Luxorian Sun. I would have truly liked to see them use their global advantage a lot better. I feel like they started trying to team fight too much, and they got away from what their team was good at. So I don't know if I'm live on stream or not, but that is my pet peeve. That is my pet peeve there. I'm a big fan of trying to win in different ways. I feel like they had a way to win with the Dahaka Arbiter. I would have liked to see them even avoid some of those team fights. We get 16, okay, that's fine. We don't really want to fight you anyways. Fight on points, fight over objectives.
Sure.
I just feel like they didn't really execute as well as they could have. But there were times where they could have taken over. So this game 2 will be huge. They're either going to go home or they're going to go to game 3.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to find out here pretty soon. Also, I potentially think that entire game was using my in-game microphone instead of my headset, by the way. Feels bad. And I think that's why people were complaining I was quiet. Yeah, to set up this new playoff cartography jazz, I had to reinstall a bunch of software, and I think it resets settings. And
you forget one setting, and all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. So we're going to Curse Hollow game 2. Luxorian Sun shows first pick. So map pick went over to Victoria's Secret. Let's get all the players in here. Thank you, Mr. Observer.
I'm in there. I'm over and sending invites. Going through.
Yeah, start with Victoria's Secret, please. Ambi Hots, does anyone need a light by any chance? Well played, sir. Great Blaze game. Swamp Team. Okay, looks like everyone from Victoria's Secret is here. We can get Luxurian Sun going. I don't see him online? Question mark. I don't see him online. Do you?
Who is that? Yeah, I do not have any.
Rexfa has him on his friends list.
Oh, here we go.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Wondering why my settings were foobar. That's because the
Now you have
global.
two
Yeah.
microphones going.
Yeah. Sorry, I just turned it off. Should be good. Is it still 2 or is it back to 1?
I don't know. I've always been a big fan of double rippers. You know.
No, but really, like.
No, we're still catching up, so I'll let you know.
Right. Shouldn't be echoing at the moment.
I don't think it sounds terrible. You just sound like a little.
Now everyone's saying it's too loud.
Like a transformer.
Sound like a transformer? That shouldn't be the case. It's normally very smooth. Are you saying it's all like garbly?
I don't know. You sound like a nice transformer. It'd be dateable, in my opinion. Just whatever you're into.
Okay, well, something's up with the settings because my mic is normally really smooth.
Maybe they just need to adjust their volume. Maybe that's the problem.
It's...
I'm blaming everybody else but you, okay? Everybody watching, it's your fault. Get good, hit your shot.
Test. Yeah, it's back to... Anyway, try that. Let's see if the teams are ready.
And there you go. You're no longer echoing.
Alright.
I hear just one. But I'm also 3 minutes behind.
Matches is BRB. Alright, we're waiting on one player.
I'm hoping he's changing his name. Getting ready for round 2.
Yeah, gotta get in the team spirit. Okay. Yeah, so it reset my default microphone to be my internal instead of my headset. Feels bad. Alright, ready for round 2. First hollow, team 2, tournament draft, everyone's here, good to go.
Towers of Doom.
And let's shift over to draft. So I just realized the cartography overlay I didn't set the heroes for game 1. Feels bad. So it showed they were playing like Nova and Deckard Cain and stuff. Feels bad.
Nice.
Yeah, just not to, I had all the player names right. Cartography stuff. It's over here in another computer and a browser interface. It's all kind of confusing. Let's make sure I'm actually live. We're good. And it updated the score. It did. Okay. Maiev ban, respect. Yeah, that Maiev, as we talked about, total MVP for game 1. One of the larger reasons Victoria's Secret won the game. Genji ban again. I believe that was same as last game.
Yeah, they don't want to see patches on that Genji.
Yeah, apparently he's a real terror, so just banning him out. I like the Hanzo first pick here overall. Cursed Hollow, there's 2 bosses. The scouting arrow is pretty invaluable walking into these tribute areas where people like to try and set up or gank you or flank you or whatever. Or again, same thing, looking to invade a boss or defend against a boss, the scouting arrow can give you a lot of value. And of course, the General Hanzo poke and the tribute fights, which are often fairly long skirmishes, at least depending on the drafts. So I don't know who. That's the problem. So we can't see player names. I guess I can see them when the screens are loading, so I'll do it then. I'll have to change all 10 heroes like really quick. Of course, for Victoria's Secret, I should be able to tell who's playing who because I'm more familiar. But a double pick here for Victoria's Secret. What would you like to see? I mean, last time, of course, we had the Maiev. There's no Maiev. What's their backup option here?
I do know they enjoy the Garrosh. It would be interesting to see that. Okay, boom. Dahaka Stukov. They said, we're taking the global. We're going to show you how it's done. Stukov, we know you like to play him. We're taking him. We like to play him too.
Yeah, the Stukov was a close MVP second, for sure, in Game 1. So grabbing it again here, easily Taki's support player for Victoria's Secret, his most played.
I like the standard picks too. It doesn't really show too much. It's kind of like...
It doesn't. Yeah, you mentioned the Garrosh. I'm a little surprised, no Garrosh, no Diablo here. Oh, it says we're back to Echo, apparently. FML, what is going on? Oh, that's... stupid me.
Will rise again.
That's because we switched scenes and everything's global now.
And there we go. We have a gray mane Garrosh out of Luxorian Sun. Looks like they're stepping away from the macro. We're not trying to beat you in the map. We're trying to beat you in the fight. And I'm not like to see it. They're changing it up.
All right, should not be any more Echo. They'll give me a moment.
And I don't miss any of that by not being a streamer because I hear the OBS settings and stream quality and drives streamers.
Well, I fixed all this ages ago in my regular casting, but setting up this playoff cartography thing has completely borked everything. Anyway, Malfurion ban, I think it makes a lot of sense, especially with this Garrosh here. Garrosh Greymane Hanzo, so already Greymane +1 can take bosses pre-10. He just needs one person to tank. So I'm curious to see if Luxorian Sun will look to abuse that power.
I wonder if they're going to try to go ahead and get rid of the Phoenix here too and try to just limit some of the hero pools, or maybe
the Phoenix was okay, but Rixpa's can play a lot better. Not more impactful heroes is what I mean. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's just because then you're just getting rid of some of the top damage dealers in game as well. Yeah,
it's true. There's still frontline to ban as well, so they may consider banning some ETC or. Blaze was fairly impactful as well last game. He had some nice multi-stuns, and those bunkers, if the Blaze didn't have those bunkers, Abathur, I don't know. I know Victoria's Secret I know they have some Abathur players, but I don't think I've ever seen them play it here. Of course, there is room, obviously, in playoffs to flex a new draft or a secret draft, as they call it, hiding strats.
Yeah, and that may go as to show Luxorian Sun has a high priority on that with their Dahaka. So maybe they saw the Dahaka and they're like, wait, we know what that can do. And
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'd let them get this Johanna Phoenix, which is super comfort pick. Right now I'm looking at Luxorian Sun staring down elimination. This is single elimination brackets in the playoffs. It is a best of 3, but if they lose here, they're done. And, you're letting Victoria's Secret get uber comfort picks. Now they banned the Maiev, which is smart. But this Abby ban, I don't know. I feel like a Johanna Phoenix ban would have been better.
I agree 100%. I look at Victoria's Secret, and I've already seen this team comp probably 30 times this season.
Right?
So,
exactly.
But at the same time, I look at Luxorian Suns, and I see their team comp, and that's a strong team composition as well. So
it is pretty cool. This Rhaegar Malfurion is pretty neat. Yeah, Tempest says would like to see Johanna ban or maybe Li Ming if they're targeting Rexpa. Yeah, Rexpa does play Li Ming a lot on this map, particularly in Cursed Hollow. I think the teams run it 3-4 times at least throughout the season, specifically in NGS games. Never mind scrims and whatever else. So I can see that. Obviously, he's on the Phoenix here, as far as I know. Let me see who's playing what. It's a Johanna. Gotta do this hero update thing. That's a Phoenix. And the last pick, as far as I know, this last pick will be a Titans King hero. I think they've had him play Phoenix once or twice, but last I heard he died like 11 times playing the hero, so they probably...
So maybe he lost the privilege on that one. Maybe they're going to send him
like
on.
dying 5 times, 6 times is pretty good for Titan. It's the way to victory, but dying like 10 or more is probably a little too much. Thrall?
Yeah, there's a Thrall, and I love that pick. I mean, it leaves you a little melee heavy, but just Earthquake Phoenix. And I'm very high on Thrall right now.
Yeah.
Even without Crash Lightning, I think Thrall right now is very in a good. I think he's in a great place. I don't want him. Don't listen if you're Blizzard. I don't want him to get nerfed. So.
I agree. No, I think he's a little. He's not under the radar, but I think he's a titch underrated. People just pick all these like Dahaka Blaze all the time, or Maiev or whatever.
Exactly. And Crash Lightning was so strong, they just felt he was OP to that. And I don't know if that was 100% the reason.
I don't think so. I think brings a lot of utility to his kit, melee damage, range damage. He's cool. He's got a really cool kit, and both ultimates are really high influence in fights. I'm almost done here. Who's Electra playing? He's playing Malthael. Oops, that's Malfurion. And Patches is playing the Greymane. Yay. Okay, I actually did it right. Wait, who? Titans King is on the Thrall. Alright, we're good. We're good. Everything's correct.
And just going into this game, these are spooky times for Luxorian Sun as they enter the Cursed Hollow. I want to see them come out, and I want to see them actually play like their lives depend on it, because their NGS lives do depend on it.
They do indeed. So we have no Shark Mount for Mambi this time. Feels bad. Will they repeat the circle around the keep? Looks like they might. Here we go. Luxorian Sun,
Looks like
no sprays this time. A little more sober.
It means some business. I feel like they've got to be either a little nervous or a little mad, and I hope it's mad, because I want them to come out and I want them to play this competition.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
Well.
I'd like to see a game 3. I mean, they've drawn Victoria's Secret before, earlier in the series, earlier in the season. I mean, and then their draft's pretty interesting. This Malthael, I feel like, is a titch of a wild card. He has a phenomenal PvE, some of the best in the game, but it's a little hard to keep him alive these days in fights. But we do have this Rhaegar to Ancestral Healing him, maybe, or the Greymane, depending. So, very interested to see. Like, I think Luxurian Sun's PvE power is just through the roof. But if they're straight up 5v5, may suffer a little bit, because Greymane and Malthael are both, like, they just die to burst, right? You get gone on, you're just dead. So there's this Ancestral Heal, but we also have this Stukov of Silence. We saw the disruption of it last game.
Absolutely, I agree. I just think they just have to avoid a Dahaka Tongue. And other than that, I feel like they can poke out, they can slow play. I wait for a Garrosh toss, hopefully get an angle.
And B might be in trouble here.
He has a Dahaka, so he probably would just scoot on away.
He will. He did use his Essence, though, so...
Leave almost full health. He doesn't have Essence, but you can get that back.
I put the elements for Thrall, by the way. Cursed Hollow does basically give you 2 solo lanes, top and bottom, compared to other maps.
Here we go. And we have a Dahaka versus Hanzo matchup in the top. That's always not fun. You're Dahaka and you're just going against a ranged hero. You're just standing there.
I like this double camp play. Rhaegar already started the Bruiser. They've already taken the Siege. Phoenix is still working on the Siege. Just finished. So Lux will have this Bruiser out. But I feel like they may want to wait on capping it for another like 20 seconds or so. Because this will really force...
try to get it there with...
Yeah, they capped it right away. I don't know.
Unless they want to push with it right now, assuming that Victoria's Secret is getting their camp, so maybe they're like, hey, we can get some value while they're doing theirs.
But I feel like it'll allow Victoria's Secret to clear it out while their own pushes by the time the tribute spawns. I've seen a few teams do this, but I don't really like the timing. I'd like to see the cap wait.
This may be my pet peeve. I think I've mentioned this last time we casted as well. I think teams are prioritizing getting them out too soon and not the timing of them.
Because here, Trib's going to be spawned in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, then everything's going to be cleared. All the camps are cleared. There's nothing on the map. that's going to cause any pressure. Especially if you're Victoria's Secret, you have a global. Why not hold the siege?
Exactly.
You know the next one's bottom. This is perfect time. Hold the siege. Let Dahaka push with the siege camp and then run it. But now there's only one left. And
This giant camp actually got pretty good value top. Took out a tower.
exactly. But if they held it maybe another 15 seconds, it would still be there, and they're still pushing.
I agree.
But Dahaka interrupts the rotation by Hamza, and it looks like he is now going to back.
Just a tiny bit more value for Victoria's Secret on these camps, and this just is a straight channel by Thrall, it looks like. Yeah. Nem Avenger canceling things out. Titan's King on the camp, and we will see. Johanna might be in a little trouble. Yeah, Unstoppable's used, so they will trade her life on this Nem Avenger. Not the biggest deal. They do get the tribute, probably more valuable. Dahaka is still soaking top lane as well. They lose a hero. First blood for Luxorian Sun. That's good. Get some momentum going for them. Next tribute does favor them pretty heavily with this positioning near the Bruiser.
I'm personally curious what the comms are like in Luxorian Sun. If
Pretty good right now. They're killing Thrall bottom lane.
Yeah, I would just say, because if they knew, hey, we're going to give this one, Hanzo really didn't have to back there, and they lost a wave of XP top, which minimizes the gain. I don't know if I'm being too picky, but I feel like in that case, you got the pick, but you lost a wave, so it's
if they didn't get this pick, it would have looked really bad, right? But seeing as they did get the pick, then it makes it look good. Or it makes it look worth, anyway.
Or just even, you know, I just feel like, because Hanzo wasn't in the pick, but anyways, back to the game. No more rants. Here we go.
The choice is simple.
As we can see, Victoria's Secret, they're pushing top. They've got the wall now. They matched what Luxorian Sun has done bottom. So structurally, they're about even.
I'm curious to see how hard Victoria's Secret contests this tribute. I don't know if I really want them to.
This is one of those maybe, but I mean, it looks like they are, right? I mean, because Thrall's already moved up from bottom.
Yeah.
They're posturing.
Because whoever wins this, like, loses a bunch of
then
heroes.
Boss will be up.
Yeah.
Boss will be up pretty shortly.
Well, looking
Which I don't know if it'll be
so
enough
far,
time.
a lot of damage coming out for Luxorian Sun, but here's the healing
Gray
wave.
main into the fray, gets tossed out of there. Malthael and the entire team. Press your Q button, my friend.
M might just go down here.
Ooh, it looks like it's a giant bait by the Malthael. He may live, and he does.
Triple kill.
Gray main might not be as lucky. And
He's
he
just
gets
fine.
shot just in
Taki's
case.
probably dead as well.
Taki's tossed for the silence, and that results in his life.
This is why I didn't want Victoria's Secret to come into here, because Luxorian Sun are already set up, and you're already set up with a Garrosh. It's so hard to walk past him. There's so much
And the boss is up instantly right after that fight, and it's one of those. They have Hanzo W build. That thing is going to be chunked very quickly after 7.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have to worry about a boss coming at your face, you know. And then do they rotate down? And it looks like they're trying to trade bosses, but we'll see if how fast they can get that done.
Gonna be a bit slower. I think, you know, they were already up a tribute. I think Victoria's Secret give up that last one and just go push, just go soak, knock out some more towers and walls.
Then get your boss out earlier and
just
then
sit exactly
take that
on the
fray.
boss, no big deal. And I think you're ahead on the map because they commit multiple heroes to defending the tribute. And maybe you show up here with a Johanna and throw a flashlight or two, delay it for like 5-10 seconds, no big deal.
But now it's 10 versus 9 for the second trip. Now they have another decision. I hope they give this one and not get too greedy. And this, it's in my personal opinion, I think this Bruiser's a little wild, knowing that the tribute is 10 feet to your right.
And that the boss is just free taking your structures. Like, they could already be top killing this boss, giving up the trib. Dahaka, yeah, some questionable decisions here from Victoria's
I would
Secret.
have liked to see Luxorian Sun just go and take that Bruiser's head to ours. If you want to fight us, I would love to see it.
Yeah, I'm
Just
actually...
maybe force something out of him.
Yeah, considering Garrosh ran all the way up there and saw them doing it, and then he just kind of backed off, I thought that was a little odd.
And you saw him run away. You saw him sprint away. I'd have been like, all right, this is my Bruiser. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Oh, here we go. Round 2 on Bruiser, but 10s are here for Victoria's Secret. Nem, though, he does Iron Skin off the Garrosh, but not out of trouble yet.
This Dukov is about half health, and it looks like they are going to still take... Yeah.
That's just... No, this isn't going to execute now. It'll be fine.
That's right.
I mean, that was two
warning shot.
Two like 60-70 ultimate cooldowns for a Bruiser camp. I mean, it's okay. They probably will get bottom 4 as a result, though, so it's pretty good.
You have to see, even though they did trade bosses, Luxorian Sun did get the top 4, whereas Victoria's Secret only got the bottom wall.
Indeed, Victoria's Secret down 2 forts now compared to Luxorian Sun.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute
Luxorian Sun
this
just
time?
making way crisper map movements and smarter fight decisions, so it would seem up 6-0, by the way, in favor
I
of
would like
Luxorian
to see
Sun.
Dahaka top right now, getting at least maybe clearing that wave, maybe getting one more wave, having that siege camp pushing the fort that is already, the walls down. That would have been the small change I would have liked to see from that global play.
Well, this is curse for Luxorian Sun if they get it. That was the toss RDUs and the Unstoppable on Garrosh. I think they should go hard right now in this Garrosh. He has no saves.
And that is the big silence. Ancestral is a little bit late.
Malthael also going to go down here. A misplay. Patch is not out of trouble yet. He's getting gone, and he gets rooted by the Thrall, and this is the Thrall power we're talking about.
That's the Earthquake. And I've been telling him this. I'm saying I love Thrall. Please play Thrall. You guys play Phoenix.
It wasn't
play
just
Earthquake.
the Earthquake. He got out, I think, one if not two key Wolf Roots that got the other heroes secured other kills too. So
it's hard to get away from things when you can't move.
it is,
and
indeed.
that is a Rhaegar that is
Whoa.
out of the game. I do not know if we're pausing or.
I am pausing.
Okay. Just going back to my little nitpicking, if Dahaka gets one more wave, that top 4 is gone currently.
Might be gone anyway.
It might be gone regardless, but now they walk up
Yeah.
and they clear.
Yeah, I wasn't keeping track of his burrow time and stuff, so maybe you're right on that. He did go tissue regen, so he doesn't have the race car build. No one really does these days. I really like this Thrall build, the Echo of the Elements into follow through. It's so much damage. We are in the okay. Now there's a bathroom break, apparently as well. Yeah, so this is the weakness we saw. Pre-10, Luxurian Sun came out swinging hard. They were 6-0, looking up 2 forts, about to maybe get a curse, but I don't like to criticize players, but this Garrosh burned a lot of abilities up front before that fight even properly started.
Before he even got in there.
He used the Warbreaker.
His team wasn't really ready there.
He used the Warbreaker, the Wrecking Ball, and his Indomitable. Like 3 really, really key fight tools. And as soon as those were down, Victoria's Secret just jumped him. They just dogpiled him, silenced him, and killed him.
And those are about a 15-second cooldowns.
Yeah, like 10 to 15, and the Indomitable's more. It's like 40 or 50 or something. So maybe a little overzealous, pressed a few too many keys in quick succession. Can be a little more patient. Garrosh doesn't die that quickly. You can afford to be a little more patient, I feel, on that hero.
The Rhaegar did come out a little late. He thought it was maybe Palm, because he's hitting those key clutch Palms last game, but Ancestral unfortunately does have a cooler,
1 second cast time, yeah.
Exactly.
It was close, but it was about half a second off, and hope you guys like waiting.
Absolutely, but if we see Victoria's Secret is looking like they're about to posture up and push and get that bottom fort, that siege camp is being reacted to, so that may get the top fort. But I do think it's going to come down to, even if, let's say, hypothetically, both these forts are gone, or even structurally, next fight is going to be huge.
Yeah, next fight and really next boss, right? We have about 2 minutes and change, 2 minutes, 20 seconds for the bottom. 2 minutes for the top, 2.5 minutes on the bottom. With both these forts gone, right? Actually, for both teams, theoretically, these 2 will drop for Victoria's Secret's favor. The next boss that comes through has a free walk to core, so... Vikil says Lux should have just 5 orcs. How many orcs do they have? Only 2. Okay. Admit or lose, says Vikil. Yeah. We're going to see. But, Luxurian Sun, this is... They picked 3 damage dealers, but they're all incredibly squishy, right? Hanzo, Greymane, Malthael. And when they get jumped, they basically can do nothing to save themselves, barring like Hanzo has natural agi, but there's this Thrall root, right? They root at the right time. Same for Greymane. If he's in Worgen form, Shrey has the Dark Flight out. And did he take the Invis Talon? I wasn't looking. He did indeed. No, he didn't. He went thick-skinned. So, he has an escape or 2, and Malthael as well, has some lifesteal and...
But it's not enough.
It's not enough. Versus this Thrall Phoenix.
And the thing is that if these silences are on point by Taki, the Stukov player, there's not a lot they can do. You can't press your Q button to live if you're Malthael. You can't hop over a wall if you're Hanzo. You can't leave if you're Greymane if you're rooted in silence.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think the Maiev first ban was smart. But it's like pick your poison. You deal with the Maiev, you deal with the Stukov. Like both are equally threatening in a sense. I mean, the Maiev's more overall threatening because you can tether, a bunch of your team, pull them back to her team. Oh man, Titans King is typing some unsavory things in chat. Or actually, everyone is really. NSFW, folks.
I'm just glad that everybody is focused on the game and very serious about the playoffs.
Right?
It just makes me happy to know that people are just ready to win. Focus.
I don't have a pause screen, but this is better than a pause screen because we get the team chat.
It just makes you wonder: is this HGC like what happens during the downtime in the HGC?
They cut away from the game and go back to the caster.
No,
desk.
absolutely, no, I know. Yeah, they're talking to the casters, but I'm wondering what goes on in the chat.
Yeah.
Screen.
I wonder if they start all chatting each other. You're right. We gotta
all chatting, talking about 20 inches and handsome below the waist. It makes you wonder.
We gotta get a pro and interview him and get out the dirty details. But kind of back to the game, I feel like the way Luxorian Sun can take these fights, rather than head on, I want to see him be more sneaky, right? We saw them win the last engagement top because they were set up really nicely. They weren't clustered. The Garrosh, got the initiation he was looking for, essentially. And, of course, his Malthael baited like a boss. Like, they chased him so hard. Kept trying to kill him, doesn't die.
He had the 3 people with the marks, and 2 of them were tanks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's harder to kill him. And especially at 16, if that happens again with 16 in your Malthael, if he does go the Q healing, or the cooldown, sorry, he may be able to live a little bit longer. And especially that extra 5% if he does go, or 0.5% if he goes to the 13.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, yeah, hopefully Victoria's Secret doesn't, try and chase down really hard to kill targets when, trickling through choke points. Not the best. And Luxorian Sun, conversely, there's plenty of room to be sneaky on this map. There's a lot of space around the tributes. There's plenty of bushes. They did a game 1. They did a 4-man bush, killed DTC. One good bush gank, in the mid to late game can mean everything, right? The difference between getting cursed and bossed and losing keeps or core, or actually doing the reverse. Tempest Hots asks, is this why HTC mutes all chat? Yes.
Oh, I didn't. Well, Tempest in there. He knows all the facts. Muted. Could you imagine though, mid game, call doors, casting a fight, somebody gets a kill, and you see someone just LOL, you're trash, kid, get good on the screen in the middle of this professional.
Oh, I'd love to see Justin flame Mike Udall during a pause. Yeah, that's what Team Octolalysis, or however you say it.
I think he does enough of that on Reddit.
And then, of course, GFE isn't GFE anymore. They're Team Rebel or something?
No, it's Team DJ, baby.
Team DJ, there you go. Yeah.
But I don't know if you saw, but Michael Udall posted on Twitter today. He was saying we are making some of the sickest tracks or something like that. And each one of their portraits, all of them had the Lucio. They are ready. The team synergy is on point. And before Throwbot wins the series.
How long has it been? I feel like it's been almost 10 minutes. I actually have. He said he'd be right back, so I wasn't. I don't have timestamps. I don't know. It's been 8 minutes or something. It's happening. I don't know. I don't mind. It's, sure we have a lot of fun, but it's a little hard to get back into the flow of the game when the pause is so long.
It is very hard, especially right now. This is a key moment for both teams because Victoria's Secret they arguably have been on the downside. This is their chance, They have to focus on getting this 4, and then Luxorian Sun is also, hey, we got to be able to stop the bleeding right now. We either try to
Agreed.
get the pick, stop Victoria's Secret from their push. They have a lot of decisions to be made, and like we said previously, this next tribute can dictate who is going to get the advantage to win this game.
Absolutely. You know, which team seizes the momentum here when the game unpauses and makes the right moves. Looks like both teams are ready. Oh my god, Rex. Okay. Alright, we're back, Preston.
And we ready.
Raymain just rezzed out a well, so Luxorian Sun gonna need a moment here to gather their forces. I was gonna say, Rhaegar, look, can he stop this top?
Ooh, and he is gonna be
the
just
giant!
in time.
That is a 117 HP for it, so it doesn't die. But Victoria's Secret have the vision bottom and move. Greymane goes for this. Oh, they don't know. They don't know.
I would have loved it.
This is a bush gank. Oh, but the scouting arrow season.
Oh, but the arrow. But I don't know if this is the fight. They got to get 13.
Yeah.
This is unlucky timing, and they're only soaking the 1 lane middle. They do have the bruiser pushing. I mean, 13-12 isn't the worst fight. It's the best fight to take for a talent tier down, but it's got to be the right fight. They got rid of Dahaka. Ooh, and he is in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, but he is a Dahaka.
The positioning here doesn't allow them to dogpile, right? He threw him in this little U circle, whatever thing.
But if this team was there, that would have been a bad time.
Yeah, they would have had all been sitting in there already, though. It's just kind of a weird place to be sitting. Yeah, they are down a talent tier, but they're still here. It is
and they did not get to interrupt.
Dahaka might just go down. He gets the big heal this time.
Just in time.
Dragon Arrow comes out.
Big.
I think that...
And that is a Joanna that is down. Greymane falls. Garrosh will be next.
I feel like that massive shove saved the Malthael's life. But that's okay.
This is a bad time. You have 2 down. You're cursed. What are you doing
At least
here?
they lost to Johanna. They defend their middle, their bottom, and take the siege camp. They have to give up top, and they don't, you know...
And Victoria's Secret is sprinting for the top keep, and Hanzo seems to be electing to try to cap the siege camp. It doesn't take him very long, but every second is precious.
I think this is the right move, because until everyone's truly rezzed and back, you can't properly defend this anyway. So you might as well get a little value down here.
Titan King tossed over the wall, woofs himself.
Gets taunted.
And that is a big taunt. Titan King may be going down, and he is.
He is. A little greedy. You know, I would have preferred to see them go for this middle fort. I mean, obviously the top is good, but why not just open up the map for yourself fully, right? More XP towards 16, practically every camp's up, double boss. The fact that Thrall died there, I don't know. They won't get as much as they want.
It really stops their curse.
Yeah, it stops their curse. I mean, okay, they did open this up, so this could be worth later, but I feel like if they win a fight later and get a boss push, this won't really matter anyway, right? It's not going to slow them down that much.
Not to be the bearer of bad news, but all they got there was middle wall, top keep wall. That's all they got.
And the top fort was that 1 hit.
It's 1 hit. It was 1 hit, so there's only... That's
actually all they got out of the curse. Kind of feels bad. I would have liked to see them clean her up middle. I think that would have been way more valuable.
And here comes an arrow blind, and just missed.
But hey, you know, the 16's imminent, right? Luxurian Sun's searching for this fight. You know, I don't hate it.
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. You know, you gotta try because they're gonna need a little bit to get that 16. But this,
and then again,
boss.
Victoria's Secret committing 5 people to that bruiser is gonna allow this boss to get at least some damage on the wall, which
get some damage on the keep potentially even.
Exactly.
Okay, maybe not.
At the same time, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose more than you should. I think. I mean, how many?
Yeah, you didn't need that many. You could have had 1 or 2 on that bruiser. You know. So we're actually basically at the same. Like that curse did nothing for Victoria's Secret.
I mean, they did get a little XP, but if I'm Luxorian Sun, if I don't get 16 here, I'm just saying, hey, give it. Give it. It doesn't hurt anything. I hope they make that decision if they are coming down, because I do see a lot of teams make that choice of, hey, let's still go. We can get our trib. We get our curse. But then they lose that, and all of a sudden now it's 2 levels. Then turns into 2.5.
Top's pushing pretty nice for Luxorian Sun, and the next trib is bottom. Oh, they're hunting here. Malthael might run into a whole mess of people. He doesn't want to. He gets the root.
He got the unstoppable.
Oh, he went back in with Ray Strike. Wrong play, sir. Down he goes. Go. Dragon
There's
Arrow.
a big
Wait.
arrow.
That actually got eaten by Thrall, who's probably going to die
And he
here.
is gonna. Ooh, he's gonna be fine because he's
JK.
Thrall and he is Green Jesus.
He is
And that's
Green
the
Jesus.
question I just asked. Can you wait until 16? They decided they could not. Malthael died. Just walk away. Give him the
Yeah,
camp.
that was... I don't know why they tried to man-fight that. Victoria's Secret didn't keep chasing. Luxurian Sun ran at them.
Exactly.
the
The arrow
fight.
they engaged. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
You gotta just... It's 16. It's 16. Anybody
Yeah.
watching at home and you're in Hero League and you're on my team ever, if you do that, I'm going to hit you with a couple sarcastic remarks. Don't report me.
A couple sarcastic remarks.
And it might be you're trash, kid. Get good. But I am curious as to how Victoria's Secret is so late to getting to this. The urgency of giving up a free...
I don't even know, because I was typing to someone in chat who just subscribed. Thank you very much, Kalen. But, I don't know. I wasn't watching. What were they doing? What were they doing this entire time?
They were middle, top, Roman. They were just kind of spinning around their mounts. I mean, realistically, Luxorian Sun doesn't have 16 yet, so there's not a lot they can do unless maybe the call was, hey, they don't have 16, let them get it. We're going to defend it for free. I don't know. There's a couple questionable decisions on both teams being played right now. I don't know if it's nerves or what it is, but I hope.
But it's in favor of Luxorian Sun, these mistakes. You know?
I don't know. You got your curse, and if they have 16, you'd like to think that maybe they could have pushed for a keep. They could have pushed for that middle. It's just right now they're just...
You know, this middle they should have taken out in that first curse, and now this is being turned around on them. 16's here for Luxorian Sun, curse is still up, and they're the ones taking out structures. Like, this is such a weirdly back and forth game, and I feel like ways it shouldn't be.
It's just if one team is playing crisp, then this game is going better for whoever.
Luxorian Sun's winning every lane right now. They're winning because, of course, the curse, so it's going to be a lot of pressure here.
But they're still down a level, so Victoria's Secret is on their way to 20. All the waves are pushed. It allows Victoria's Secret to get more XP, or at least quicker XP. It forces a decision to be made.
Rexpa goes for this camp. He could be in major trouble. All right, he knows.
He was very patient. I do like the patience. A lot of people are just sprinting onto that camp. Said, "All right, we're safe."
And he would have gotten jumped. Yeah.
Exactly.
So Johanna wasn't in position. If she was there, maybe they can test it, because Dahaka could burrow in. But
exactly.
Honestly,
I do like this choice by Luxorian Sun to try to press, because they know they're not first to 20.
Exactly.
They're gonna try to get some value. I would like to see more. I want to see them force a fight. This is their chance. They win a fight, and they can take over.
If they come down and steal this bruiser, it could be interesting. I'd like to see Victoria's Secret try and take over this area, especially with the tribute coming up relatively soon. Bosses as well, by the way. Less than 30 seconds. So this is going to be high contest. This next area. Double boss coming in soon. Very important.
They have a level and a half. They have a level and a half to make a choice. They have a level and a half.
I mean, I like this by Lux, just like you said, you know. This favors them more than it favors Victoria's Secret. Assuming, of course, you don't lose the fight horribly, but the general pressure, the general posturing favors them. You know,
but eventually you have to win a fight. You're down. Eventually you have to win a fight.
I feel like they're going to contest this.
And here it comes.
Nope. He's like, nope.
His team kind of walked away.
Yeah, but that was the Indomitable used. Might look to force this, honestly. You're still losing mid-top a bit, but middle, of course, will be taken care of by this bruiser.
What Luxorian Sun is, they're the kid. They're just talking a lot. They're talking. They're pushing you around. As soon as you're like, hey, let's fight, you put your hands up. They're like, I don't know. What are you talking about, man? Relax. It's all good. That's what Luxorian Sun's doing right now. It looks like they're posturing, but nothing too serious coming out of them.
Dragon Arrow comes out once again. Is tanked by Nem.
Oh, bang. That was quick. And Ancestral down pre. That is a quick Ancestral. He has silence, though. He's still going to go down. The Greymane is.
So they lost Johanna up front, and they're still winning this fight, which is kind of insane. You know what I mean? It was a 5v4, and 4v5 they clean up 3. That's because the Earthquake came out, and this... Let's look at some damage numbers. I haven't been looking, but... Actually aren't even that crazy high. Phoenix Thrall, Hanzo. Well, this is... I'm curious to see what Victoria's Secret choose to push with this boss, or sprint top and try and take this other one as well.
They already have the top keep open. I would love to see them take this, distract it. Let's go get top boss, and let's go ahead and try to end the game.
Yeah, I would as well. I'd prefer to see that play. It looks like they're definitely considering it. 20 is also imminent, you know. They could clear up this middle fort even. Nah, I don't know.
I mean, Dahak is going to push with the boss.
You're right,
He'll
I
get
forgot.
20
I
that
forgot
way.
they have the dog bottom.
And there they go, and they're going to get 20. And if Luxorian Sun doesn't make the right choice right now, this will be the series and the NGS season.
So Thrall's Earthquake is on cooldown. So is Rhaegar's Ancestral, essentially the same timing, roughly 30 seconds. As we've seen, those are both very key abilities in these engagements, but it looks like they're all moving bottom. I feel like Victoria's Secret should already be hitting this boss. They waited maybe a little too long, but they're hitting it now. Tribute spawning right here as well. 20 is also imminent. I think this is the right choice for Luxorian Sun for now. I don't know.
Call me the prophet. Last time I asked for Luxorian Sun to not fight when they didn't have 16, I am asking them, give up the keep, defend the core. Because they're going to lose this keep if Victoria's Secret pushes, but you don't have to lose the game.
Correct.
If you die here, the game is over.
Yeah,
they don't have 20.
Keeps are just another resource you can expend to either win and or not lose the game. It's okay.
They're far out in this lane. They do have an Hanzo, but you'd have to think. You'd have to think that this.
We have the upgraded. We have the upgraded Contagion, so Dahak Isolation will splash. Thrall's Earthquake now will grant shields. Pretty important. Seen some of these health bars get low. The extra shields will help. The upgraded Massive Shove, of course, indestructible for Johanna, and Unconquered Spirit for Phoenix. So a lot of defensive options coming out for Victoria's Secret here as they push towards the core Luxorian Sun. They're still almost up 2 levels. The score is even 10-9, but hey, there's a boss and a full team on your core. They have to go, and, well, you know, their boss clear is pretty good, Preston.
So and it looks like they're fine to engage. I don't know. I don't like the call. I will see how this plays out. I just don't see. I just don't see how that's the play.
It's not.
Like, they're walking away. They're walking away. They're letting you live. You decide you want to engage on them 20v19, and then now your series is over and your season is done. It is very frustrating as someone who likes to watch good HOTS, and that is unfortunately a very bad call.
Yeah, you know, and they're still doing okay on the map, right? You look, their middle is pushed all the way to enemy keep. Their bottom's doing all right.
Fort. They lost to keep. I'm sorry. They didn't take any core damage.
Yeah.
They didn't have to. They were walking away.
They could have just defended till 20, take a fight at 20. Maybe they turn it around. They have some pretty nice power spikes at 20 for all the heroes, I would say, on the side of Luxorian Sun. You know. Yeah, I 100% agree. Did not need to do that. Let's make sure my OBS is... It's not. One moment. Get rid of any echo. There we go. Yeah. So look at a few quick stats. Then we'll do a winners interview. Or actually, we can interview both teams. Actually, I don't know. Playoffs, what do you think? Do we interview everyone or just the winners?
I would just go ahead and I would let the losing team just walk off into the locker room. It's probably a tough time. They're probably a little frustrated with each other.
Yeah, it's a little tough. Stukov healing, pretty nice. This Rhaegar, I have to say, unfortunately, wasn't quite on point as the Charism. I was very impressed by the Charism plays.
I feel like Rhaegar got sold out a little bit. I feel like his team would go in, take their whole damage, need the Ancestral before the fight even started. They left him in a bad spot. I feel like Rhaegar right now isn't a very good sustain. Yeah, I would like to see the Ancestral only being held for Garrosh if optimal. But I think that would be the optimal situation, and that just wasn't available. And Rhaegar isn't able to sustain through Stukov healing and silences. He just doesn't have the kit for it.
Agreed. Yeah, no, I agree. The Garrosh also, as we saw, maybe a little janky. Some of these engagements running in, burning a lot of skills, and or as you just mentioned, needing a lot of free damage, needing that Ancestral right away. So Luxorian Sun, they have a lot going for them. There's a lot of potential on the team. We obviously see them take some great fights both games, in both series. Putting Victoria's Secret on the back foot a little bit. But when it comes to their map fight decisions, you keep pointing this out. And I think it's very key. Just picking the wrong fights at the wrong times.
Yeah, it's tough. They changed that. They give themselves a shot. I mean, I think they had good drafts.
Yeah.
I think they played well. I think they had opportunities to win both games. I just feel like there's certain key decisions, whether it's using your cloning or you're not cloning. It's, do we fight 16-15
Yeah.
on Bruiser? Do we let them walk away on the core? Those little decisions in the heroic division will cost you a series, will cost you a game. I do like. This isn't a shot at them at all. I was very impressed by their team. I feel like they, like you said, they have potential, but at the same time, they gotta change those, and I feel like they can come back next season doing a lot better.
Absolutely. You know, a few tweaks and they'll look really strong. So, no big deal. All right, we should be getting Victoria's Secret in here in a moment for some interviews.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Congratulations on your 2-0 victory over Luxorian Sun here. You advance in the playoffs. I don't know if you already know your next opponents yet. Maybe the game hasn't even been played yet. That will let you know. Of course you don't. I mean, I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, we do.
I mean, by all that all chat, I'm not sure anyone was caring tonight.
Okay, Ripper.
Okay.
Getting a little spicy. Not safe for serious, not safe for work.
Hey, I have fun time. That's what matters. Beside the pause, everything.
Yeah, that was like a 10-minute pause or something. It was a little bit much. Haze Hot says, we're not frustrated, really happy with that game. Okay. Alright, well, I'll let you verbally joust with them in chat, Preston, while I address the Victoria's Secret members. Haha. Both games are pretty interesting. What did you think of this Abathur Dahaka game 1? It took me a little bit by surprise, not something I see too often. Was kind of curious what they might do with it. Had its moments, but what were you thinking when you saw it come out, and how are you planning on dealing with it?
So basically, we planned this from the start of the season. Like, we already planned this from the start of the season. We ban after every game in the season because we don't feel like we need a ban to win. Coming into the playoff is like, okay, because we banned Avatar in the whole season. They're gonna pick Avatar, so they play into our hand, basically.
They played into their hands. You love to hear it.
That's how we win.
They just played your game for you, and they said, "Here you go."
Yeah, I know, right?
That seems pretty good. I had minor concerns game 1 with your damage. I mean, pre-10 it showed, post-10 there was no issue. A lot of impressive ultimate use. Who did we give the MVP to? I think the Maiev, just because Maiev things. The Stukov and the Blaze were close seconds with like silence and bunker plays.
I think first game I give it to Rexpa because I don't know. There's the 5 that I don't do anything and Taki don't do anything. So basically, the rest, like the 3 Rexpa, Mandy, and Nams is like 3v4, and then they win. So yeah.
He's just trying to be a good
on the
teammate.
boss.
Discord showing a lot of animosity, so he's just trying to build morale for round 2.
Yeah, speaking of round 2...
You guys have anything to say, by the way?
I agree with that, because it was that boss fight that kind of, up until then, I feel like the game was in Lux's side, and then they had a really good Dahaka dig into the R back line, and that took away Titan and I to deal with him. But then, all the while, the freaking Rex was over here just shooting his auto attacks, and no one's giving a care in the world. And they won the fight.
Yeah, they didn't use the Abathur clone there. I was really surprised. Like, I know it's like clone versus hat, but your health bars are so low. I just wonder, like, if there was a clone on a Cassie or a Dahaka or something, like, do they take that fight? You know, I guess we'll never know because they didn't do it.
I mean, I don't really think it matters. Clone would have died instantly anyway. I mean, anything they did, they would have lost right there. I just pulled a Titan strat, E into their back line, killed them anyway. I learned that one from Titan.
But
you know, yeah. Well, you know, I guess they don't respect me enough, so I just killed their entire team. But I think that's beside the point. I didn't play Phoenix much this season, so we kept it as a pocket pick. So anytime you think we play Phoenix, you think it's going to be a a 5-death Phoenix game, but pretty easy. They let me do pretty much what I wanted. Yeah, team fight. I think they were going on someone else, and they just let me sit there and just.
Actually, they're going on me every team fight. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
so I literally just sit there with Q build and just Q and then ulti, and just everyone dies. So it was pretty easy. I mean,
Basically, I feel like the second game they won't go for me. Like they don't give a fuck about our tank. They always have like full health. I don't understand why.
yeah, I don't know if they read Tempest's write-up or not, but they said going for Titan is the wrong idea, because when Titan feeds, we win. So I don't know if they read the write-up. Maybe we can post it in Heroic Division chat again.
Make sure they can read, by the way.
Post it again. Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe you should like get their emails and like send it to them. And...
Yeah. So, I mean, every team goes for Titan. It's exactly what we want. So yeah, just like Titan said, they played right into our hand. I also felt like they didn't really know what they were doing for the most part, because when we banned Tomb of the Spider Queen, they left the coin flip for about 10 minutes, and so I at that point I kind of realized that they didn't really know what map they wanted to take, because they always take Tomb of the Spider Queen. So I think any map that they were going to take, we were going to win, or there was a high chance of us winning, because they banned out the map that
Wait, so
nobody
I
cares
have
about.
a question. Is Patchet play only 2 hero? Genji and Grayman? Does anyone know?
Does anyone know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the Grayman. I don't know. You know, I like their draft. Game 1 was a little interesting. I think the globals were a little underused. Game 2, they picked 3 damaged through the assassins, which is okay, but they picked 3 incredibly squishy assassins, which isn't really okay, right? Malthael, Greymane, and Hanzo, like all of them had to run when you got in their face. No one could man fight. Just run.
I mean, I just feel like Luxorian Sun is a amazing 2.0. I think they're better than amazing, but it's pretty much you just ban out one person, game's over. So little tips to macro trash: just ban out Genji and Li Ming, and Lasai can't do anything. So I think it's the same thing with this series. You just ban out Genji and Greymane, and I think that pretty much showed in the first game. Like, and they kind of knew that we were target banning, and then that's why they took Greymane in the first or before second ban phase in game 2, because they knew we were going to ban it out then too. So
I was a little surprised at the second phase Abathur ban. You know, I was expecting like a Johanna or Phoenix ban. Instead, they banned Abathur. Like, what do you make of that? Game 2, I believe.
they're afraid.
They're afraid.
Were you going to pick Abathur if it wasn't banned? This is the great question.
We're not going to tell you that. Watch watch the semifinals.
Okay, well, we have some very relevant questions from chat. Swoop TV wonders who is the most and least handsome players on the team.
Oh, I can answer this 100%.
I mean, I already answered the first one.
Yeah, well, Nem's the most handsome. Man B's the least handsome. I mean,
Holy shit!
Titan with A's head.
Holy shit!
But see, okay, let me explain why. I have a biased decision because, well, obviously Nem is most handsome no matter what. Like, that's just, there's no debate. He's most handsome.
His name is Handsome Tank after all.
Yeah,
so.
and Titan and Taki are both Asian, so
Oh,
they already get that. And I mean,
what does that mean?
Oh my god.
Asians are cute. Okay, calm down. You have nothing to worry about. You'll go far in life. But then there's me, and I'll send you a DM of my picture later. You'll see why I'm not the least handsome.
He's not wrong.
Swoop says Patches plays 3 heroes at least. So I asked which is the third.
Which is the first one? Which...
He's a hot says 2.5. You should see his murky.
Fucking haze.
I love to see his murky.
Oh my god!
I would have actually. I think I would have legit preferred like Abathur Murky than Abathur Daga.
That would be super scary for me.
We would have lost that.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'd rather not to play against it. I love to watch it, but you know.
No, it can really, especially if you like last pick it or something when they don't have any like reset type heroes or whatever. You can just walk all over you actually. So it's pretty annoying.
Those game are the type of game I rather kill myself than play. You know? But since I cannot quit, so I need to play until the end of the game.
Yeah,
Please
it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
So,
just don't.
do you know moving forward what your bracket's looking like for the playoffs? I guess I could look it
Yeah,
up.
we already know who we're playing in the semis and then who we're going to be playing in the finals. So
Do you have any words on that, or is that a secret right now?
It's a secret. Shut up, Rexba. Holy shit. You need to stop talking. No one, don't let him talk, Ripper.
well, Taki gave me a pep talk. Not Taki. Titan gave me a pep talk before this interview. So
Wait,
I'm
I
just
did?
yeah. Don't make me leak the DMs.
Okay.
Swoop says we can't give away trade secrets. So the third hero he plays is a secret, so closely guarded. I guess we'll have to wait until next season to find out. Because unfortunately for Luxorian Sun, they are knocked out here in the single elim bracket. 8 teams total. So there's semifinals, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, grand finals, or something. Is that how it goes?
We just did the quarterfinals, and then we have the semifinals, and it goes from semifinals to grand finals because we don't have like the East-West.
Oh, okay.
thing.
That's true.
Oh yeah. How?
There's still 8 teams. So the first set, 2 get a limb. Next set, 2 more. Then there's down to 4. There's still a total of 4. There should be 4 series total because you have to get rid of 6 teams.
Ripper, do you like our new ritual?
Only 4 teams now. You only need
There's only 4 teams. Well, that's gonna be left after quarters.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's gonna go semifinals next week, and then we actually have a week break in between the semis and the grand finals.
Isn't there some grand final thing where they're pulling in like the top 8 teams or something? What was that?
I have no idea.
Cross division thingy. I don't know. I was confused by it. Someone was trying to ask me a question, Ripper, something. I didn't catch it. What was that, please? Titan, I think.
Oh, do you like our new ritual?
Oh, dude, I loved it. I like totally zoomed in on it both games. It was amazing.
Yeah, I don't think those mounts could have come at a more perfect time.
I agree. And the sprays too.
Yeah, because I was actually at work, and then I saw Nem posted in Discord, and I thought he was just joking, and he was just trying to get a wiener pick from me, but he told us to make sure we got our wiener mounts in before the game. So I just want to give kudos to Blizzard for that mount.
God.
It's beautiful.
I think Rexba gets to enjoy it a little bit more than the rest of us because he plays on low settings, and it definitely looks a lot more like a wiener.
Okay, so this is a little hidden thing that Blizzard put in the game for that mount, and you can't tell me that they didn't do it. But if you play on low settings and you go into the starting area, there's no water, so it just looks just like a wiener without the water.
It's like you're riding a giant male appendage. So apparently,
Yeah.
I believe the Patch Man, I suspect, is Patches. He says, guys, wake up. Gray Man is 2 forms, half beast, twice the man. This totals to 3 heroes.
All right, touche. So, what you're saying is if we ban out Greymane, then we ban out 2 of his heroes at the same time.
Basically, yes. It's like
I mean,
choke
you don't
all,
have to.
but...
They both look questionable anyways.
Oh, well, we never got to see the Genji. Oh, you mean both the Greymane forms? Yeah, I mean, I don't mind one Greymane or one Malthael, but you pick both. I feel like you're picking 2 heroes to do the same thing. They're both good at PvE. They're both good at decent roaming when you need them to, or like moving around in fights a little bit. But you double down on both of them. Like you have to protect both of them, and then protect the Sunzo and the Garrosh. Like you're putting out fires all over the fights. So I'd like to see that, and like I don't like to see any team pick like a Greymane and a Malthael in this current meta. It's really hard with all the stun and the silence and the burst. It's like you're just asking to get blown up, and you blew them up a bunch. I didn't actually. Oh wait, it's all the stats screen here. All right, let's see how many they died.
Well, it's better than.
So Greymane, actually, okay. There's a bunch of similar deaths. Malthael 4 deaths, Garrosh 4 deaths, Greymane 4 deaths, Johanna 4 deaths. What are you trying to be, Titan? Holy crap! Okay.
I mean, they had enough percent damage.
That's true.
Thrall 3 deaths, and then 1 on Taki, 1 on Rex, but no deaths on the Rhaegar, no deaths on the Hanzo, no deaths on the Dahaka. Interesting KDA, actually, or KD this game. So, yeah. Alright. Haha, dead
Yeah.
fish. Nice IGN meme.
This enemy is really
The
good.
6'5" meme. Man be KDA King. He went 2-10 though. 2-10-0. So kind of low on the kills, high in the assists. He was part of every kill. That's the good news. In fact, was there anyone who wasn't? Actually, you were all part of every kill. Never mind.
Yeah, we're finally starting to learn to do stuff as a team.
So it was team. We have a 111 for Johanna, 111-1 Taki, 210-0 Manby, 393 Thrall, and a 571 Phoenix. Phoenix stealing all the kills.
Typical.
Typical. So the real question is, are we going to keep seeing Victoria's Secret play meta, or are we going to see some really crazy stuff as the playoffs go on?
Well, I think we'll bring
Within
a lot
reason
of different.
of answering.
Yeah, well, I think our take onto the playoffs were that we weren't gonna really scrim any heroic division teams. So a lot of teams that we're scrimming are just like HECO teams and stuff like that. So we're getting an idea of how better teams, like teams that are better than us, and how they're playing and their view on the meta and stuff like this. And so I think we may take some stuff from there. I'm not going to say anything, but there are definitely going to be some things that you aren't used to seeing from us later on.
Nice. Looking forward to it. So some surprises down the line here in Heroic Division Playoffs. Going to be cool. Looking forward to that. Any last thoughts, comments, shout-outs, etc. you want to give before I let you go? That can be individually if you want. Whoever wants to say anything.
Titan can go first.
Me, I have no shout out today.
Wow.
Shout out to my mom.
There you go.
My dad.
Yeah, his mom's in the hospital, by the way. So
What the fuck?
let's just. He actually has to leave after this interview to go see his mom in the hospital. So
With
I just.
Luxorian's son in the bed next to him.
Preston keeps coming in out of nowhere with these burns.
I want to give a shout out to Preston. He's always coming in hot.
Oh my god.
I think
Savage.
I think the one person I really do want to give a shout out to is Robin. She's actually been doing a lot for us. She's been setting us up with some really good scrims, and she's putting a lot of time in. Especially she's been pulling a lot of strings to be able to get some of these scrims. So I really want to give a shout out to her. I know she does a lot, and she doesn't get enough credit for what she does. So that's the main person I want to give a shout out to.
Yeah.
Taki or Manby?
Shoutouts to Ripper for casting. Shoutouts to Lux, dude. It was a really fun series. The first game, Sky Temple started off. I was like, holy shit! That bush gank that they did in the beginning.
Yeah, that was
pretty
impressive.
good.
What the fuck
But-
is that shit, dude?
The way they won that 4v3 was amazing.
It was so intense. But no, they're super cool guys. They're always chatting in Heroic Div channel. Love playing with them. Super excited to play them next season, Jim.
Hell yeah, you love getting them in the.
Why you like to play against them? They fucking I don't know, dude. Fucking troll. I don't want to play against them.
Dude, calm the fuck down.
Who the fuck
Holy
three
shit.
man high in the bush and then fucking
Just because you got wrecked.
He didn't even die. I think it was the ETC, wasn't it? Like,
I mean,
he
what-
died and it's 3v3 after that, and he has walked away.
what the fuck?
With an Avatar comp and a level 1 team fight in a bush, he loves
it was unexpected, to be sure. All right, so you want to
I mean-
tilt VS, do more bush ganks, I guess.
I just love the 4v3 bush ganks and the 16v15 fights
No,
with bruisers.
if you want to tilt Titan, everyone called that they were missing on the map, and to be careful. And Titan just wants to face check bushes. No.
Yeah,
Let's not put that on the team. All right.
I didn't check. I didn't check.
That bush gank was called out 20 seconds before it ever happened.
Wait, I didn't face check. I tell them to die for me.
Yeah, Nem face checked instead.
Oh my god.
Seems good.
But yeah,
But yeah, shout out to them. Good
Yeah.
guys.
this is why I don't want to play against them. Yeah, you die and then you don't know why you dying. But, okay.
Awesome. Manby, any
Yeah.
last words? That sounded ominous, but you're the last one, so.
Yeah, I would say shout out to Lux. I think they, we didn't exactly want to go against them if we had our choice at the top 8, but yeah, it was pretty good games. They caught me off guard for sure, but yeah, I respect those guys a lot, and we'll be happy to see them in NGS next season for sure. That's it for me.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, gents, for putting on an entertaining best of 3 series tonight in the quarterfinals. And good luck moving forward. I'm sure we will see you sometime next week for the next playoff game. Unless somebody steals the cast from me, but if they don't, I'll be casting again with Preston.
As long as Preston casts with you.
And I will be here.
Absolutely. He's
hopefully next week's a little better.
Defs.
All right.
All right.
Sounds
Thanks for
good,
casting.
gents.
Thanks for
GG.
casting, guys.
Thanks
All right,
for playing.
See ya.
See
See
you.
ya.
Good night. All right, that was
And there goes everybody.
There goes everybody. Victoria's Secret. All set. And yeah, great series, Preston. Thanks for being here with the good casting and the memes and the flames and the funny business. It's good stuff. Adds a lot of value to the cast.
It's really my pleasure. Before I sign off, first thank you. But unlike some, my future isn't looking too hazy. Mine's crystal clear. And I'll just go ahead and I'm gonna ride off. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna ride off into the sunset in luxury. It was nice to cast with you, and for everyone watching, catch the VOD. You can really get some good tips on how to be better for next season.
Truth.
And please don't ever at me again. I will see you guys later. And if you want to chat, meet me and join VS, and we could have some fun, Mr. Hayes. Until then, learn to hit an ancestral. See ya.
See you, man. All right, that was Preston, who happens also to be the sub-player for Victoria's Secret. Signing off, he's my usual go-to co-caster this season. If you know me, I'm not too big on co-casters, but I happen to enjoy his company for obvious reasons. Good casting into him. Sorry for the technical issues this evening. Whole new setup. Led to some flubs, so next cast should avoid those. All the audio and stuff. So thanks again for watching, for interacting, for being there, and we'll see